Hey guys, welcome to Shelfside, and I have this review of King of Tokyo right here. It's an awesome game, and I'm going to show the pros and cons. This is a game for 30 players. Oh, what the frick? Hey, God, my game! Where's this piece?
Run! It's Godzilla!
Yet another one of those 30-minute games from Shelfside. This is King of Tokyo. In this game, players will play Japanese monsters vying for control of the city of Tokyo. Every turn they will roll 6 dice, re-rolling them up to twice if they so choose, and then resolving everything that is shown on their dice. Let me show you guys what you get in the box. We got King of Tokyo by Richard Garfield right here. Open it up, and we got this rule book. Pretty small, nice reference on the back. You got this player board. See how small it is? It's tiny. It even has a nice reference right here. Tell you what exactly is going on. Then, all right. Then we got a bunch of these monsters you can play. So there's 6 monsters. They're all they all function identically the same, but you got these dials on each of them. They're all the same. Very cool. Saves you a lot of components. 6 of these. Got the King, Kraken, Mech Dragon, Cyber Bunny. Yeah, and these are all the, what do you call them, stands, I guess? Well, I guess with this, it's the stand. These are the cardboard cutouts of them. Put them on the stand. They're like that. Move them around. Hoo-ha. There are 66 cards in this power-up deck. There's so many. Like, I haven't even seen all of them. I played this game a bunch of times. All unique, all very well done, decently balanced. Next thing we have are these dice. So you get 6 normal dice right here. They're very chunky. Yeah. And the color is really easy to see. Very obvious from a distance what someone's rolling. But in addition to these 6, you get these 2 extra dice, which are used if you get power-ups. Then we got these green cubes. These are energy cubes. If you roll for energy, you get these. These are spent to buy power-ups. Last thing is these cardboard tokens. Now these are used for specific power-ups. So for example, if you have a power-up that puts a marker on someone else, you attack them, you put the marker on them. And yeah, that's it for King of Tokyo. Nothing left in the box. Cool. This is how you play King of Tokyo. There are 2 ways to immediately end the game and win King of Tokyo. Be the first to 20 victory points, or be the last one standing in this bloodbath of a game. The primary way to get points is to be in Tokyo City itself, where if you enter, you get 1 victory point. And if you start your turn there, you get 2 victory points. Each turn, you take 6 of these dice and roll them. Oh, God. Now, the claw attacks others. The heart heals you. And the lightning bolt gets you closer to buying power-ups. These numbers right here, so there's a 3, there's a 2, and there's a 1. These give you a chance to gain victory points. And now, following the Yahtzee rules of rerolling dice in this game, you can reroll any amount of dice twice in 1 round. So, for example, if I have this distribution right here, and I'm like, hey, I want to attack people, then I could keep the claw, which is right here, then reroll all of these dice. Reroll them. This is my first reroll. No claws. So I can reroll 1 more time. But if I want to keep some of these, so I'm like, hey, I like this lightning bolt, I like the hearts, I want to heal, then I'll just take this dice and reroll it and pray I get a claw. There we go. So now my final result would be 2 claws, which is 2 attacks, 2 lightning bolts, which is 2 energy, and 2 hearts, which heals you. Now the energy is this green little thing right here, which will be used to buy power-ups, which we'll get into later. Remember how I said you want to be in Tokyo itself? It's both beneficial and dangerous to be in the city, especially considering that you cannot heal in it. Also, if you're in the city, your attack rolls, which are the claws, damage everyone else on your turn, but everyone else only attacks you. So if I'm playing the King right here, and I am in Tokyo, all the other monsters, so we got the Mech Dragon here, we got this Godzilla monster here, they all attack me on their turn. And anytime I'm attacked in the city, I can choose to leave and the attacker will take my place. So if Daniel's playing this monster right here, he attacks me, I choose to surrender for now, move out, he moves in. He gets the victory points for moving in. Now, on to the power-ups I mentioned earlier. So, remember how I said you get these green cubes to buy power-ups? So, after you roll your dice and you resolve everything, you can choose to spend your energy cubes to buy these power-ups. As we said before, there's a ton of these power-ups. There's ones that are one-time use, there's ones that you keep for the rest of the game. They all generally help your monster rampage better. King of Tokyo, if you're the last guy left standing at the end of this bloodbath of a game, you win. But if 20 points are achieved first, that monster will be the winner. On to the pros of King of Tokyo. The first one is the components, where the art and style of all the pieces easily get you in a lighthearted mood about smashing up other monsters. It's very clear that my Cyber Bunny is in Tokyo, spewing out his carrot spray to attack your alienoid who is waiting on the outskirts of the city. The aesthetic of everything, ranging not only from the memorable monster stands, but also to the power-ups, the dice, and the energy cubes, all feel right at home in this wacky game. Going off of that, the dice, which you'll be chucking every single turn, are great in the hand, with them feeling particularly chunky but not too big. We cannot ignore the surprising ease of setup that this game has, where players only need a player board and a stand to begin playing. The dials on each player board remove lots of finicky components where players can easily reduce or reset their life or points instead of reaching for tokens that most games have. Next, regarding the mechanics, the dice rolling feels good overall. The game feels well balanced around the probabilities of outcomes you can achieve, and the potential to get victory points by getting 3 of the same number just feels risky enough to reach for. With the adaptation with Yahtzee mechanics into a modern board game, players will find themselves excitedly betting on stronger rerolls as they push their luck. Since each turn only revolves around dice rolling, the turns are fast and lead to little downtime, at least with 3 or 4 people. Since other people's actions usually affect you directly, you want to keep an eye on them, and those power-ups they may be buying before you can afford them. So, of course, we must get into the power-ups. The power-ups are thoughtfully designed and lead to some eye-opening combos mid to late game that aren't unbalanced due to their initial purchase fee. There's stuff in this deck ranging from poisoning your opponents, increasing the amount of dice you roll, and increasing your monster's defense. While the power-ups are exciting, you do not have to purchase them by any means and can certainly win the game without buying any, which is relieving since many games with optional power-ups typically make them a little too strong, but not King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo also doesn't mess up the asymmetry of having people be in Tokyo. The damage output is actually well balanced between everyone, no matter if you're in or out of the city. There's an amazing juggling act setup here since you can't heal through dice when in the city, meaning that players are constantly playing a risky game of chicken in that the strengths of Tokyo are high, but so are the risks. Being in Tokyo nets you points at the start of your turn and allows you to attack everyone outside the city, meaning that surviving a whole round in there nets you huge benefits. Now onto the cons of King of Tokyo. There are only 2 cons that we here at Shelfside think of this game. The first is the poor scaling, which is unfortunate since this game is so much fun at 3 or 4 players. I wouldn't ever play this game with 2 people, as a 1 versus 1 state goes against the battle arena theme. Going in the other direction of player count, this game seems like it would be more interesting with more players, but it doesn't perform well due to there being a little too much downtime. Speaking of elimination, that is actually a problem that is going to always be a little concerning in games with variable time lanes. It is possible to get knocked out early in this game due to bad rolls, and to sit out from anywhere between a couple minutes to 20. I have seen games where people get knocked out in the second round, just to wait a little too long on the sidelines for the final 2 players to duke it out for 15 minutes. That was me.
Now it's time to score King of Tokyo. Here at Shelfside, we do things a little differently since we got 2 people running the channel. We're first going to give you the recommender score, which is how we try to evaluate the game as objectively as possible by weighing the aforementioned pros and cons. Then the 2 of us are going to give you our personal scores, which are our own opinions about the game.
For King of Tokyo, we're going to have to give this game a 8 out of 10. It is a great game. The dice chucking gameplay meets the theme well, and for a relaxed 30-minute filler, it fits the bill nicely.
Now, it's not exactly going to be your most decision-heavy game, but the game still allows you to dictate your fate with viable power-ups and the popular Yahtzee reroll mechanic. The luck factor isn't as large in this game as you might think, with the 2 rerolls adding enough strategy for most people's satisfaction.
The components also make this game so easy to replay, as with dozens of different power-ups and extremely quick setup, you'll probably be rearing to set this up at the end or beginning of a game night.
If you're looking for a 30-minute game for 4 people, we would highly recommend King of Tokyo. It's very relaxed gameplay-wise, but still warrants some occasionally exciting moments with an overall entertaining atmosphere. Go break some cities.
Godzilla. Now it's time for my personal score of what I think about the game. I have to give King of Tokyo a 7 out of 10. The theme of this game doesn't speak to me very highly, but I cannot deny that it works wonderfully well for what this game is trying to do. Lighthearted, dice chucking, fun. I would have preferred simple, different monster powers, but for the most part, the meaty power-up deck makes games very diversified. The dice just feel so good to chuck and manipulate, and there's always excitement to see what you will roll next.
Now it's time for my personal score. Personally, I'd give King of Tokyo an 8 out of 10. It's a great game for me. Maybe I'm just a massive man-child, but I just love putting giant monsters in a city and making them fight. The gameplay also has a pretty good amount of RNG for my tastes, with just enough thought behind decisions to keep me engaged. I don't know, maybe I'm just a huge fan of kaiju battles. King of Tokyo just hits all the right strides for me, aside from its downtime and lack of individual monster abilities. I just wish the monsters were different, man. They're all the same. It makes me sad.
King of Tokyo is a fantastic family game that is especially great to play with the younger crowd, and there's still some meat in the game for everyone to enjoy. Gamers might have to dial down their expectations, but once they do, it isn't hard to get right into the thrill of dice chucking. For really large or small groups, I would stay away, but at the 4-player count, this is one of the best fillers out there. It's fun and silly. What else can I say? Thank you guys for watching, and
Hey,
yeah.
whoa, hey. Remember. If you want to buy this game, check out the link in the description below. There's a kickback for us. So please buy the game if you're going to buy it down there.
Yeah, as he said, all that stuff, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.